Hey everybody, welcome to Frannie's Hair. Today we're going to compare colors in the different Belle Tress collections. I've had so many questions about it, and so I'm going to try to answer some of those questions today. So stay tuned. Okay, so before we get started, just a few quick announcements. First, if you haven't heard, Frannie's Hair turned 1 year old yesterday, and what a year it's been, and I can't thank all of you enough for supporting my channel and my business. It means the world to me. And I hope that you find that we're providing you great education and customer service. That's our goal, and we'll continue to strive to do that. So, for the anniversary, we're having our biggest event yet. If you haven't heard, I'm just going to give you the brief highlights. We're having the best prices ever over at frannieshair.com. You can go check all of this out. Tressalore's on sale at 40% off, and you get a free travel size wig wax with your purchase. Aesthetica is 35% off, and you get a free compact mirror with your purchase. Ellen Villa is 30% off, and you get a free travel size detangler with your purchase. Raquel Welch is 30% off, and the first 125 customers get a free Raquel Welch cosmetics case. And then with your open box wig purchase, you get a free hair grip wig grip. In addition to that, we're raffling off 2 wigs. One is a Henry Margue wig, and I'm going to put a link to the video right here where you enter for that raffle. And then the details for the other raffle, which will be a main attraction wig, will be coming soon. Then we're also going to have a live fireside chat Saturday night, April 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's just going to be relaxed. Bring your favorite drink, your favorite snack, some questions. I just wanted the chance to connect with you and to say thank you to you. So I hope you'll join me for that. Finally, there are still a few seats left for Wigs 101 with V, my resident stylist. It's going to be a great class for people who are just starting on their wig journey or need to know the basics, how to measure your head, how to apply a wig, how to choose a wig. She's going to go over a bunch of stuff. She's keeping the class to a small size so that she can give the participants the attention they need. I'll be in there in the beginning of the class just to say hello. The class is $25, and you can sign up for that over at frannieshair.com. I'll have a link in the description below. It's going to be jam-packed with great information, so if you can make it, please join us for that as well. All right, so let's get started with these Belle Tress wigs and the colors. Okay, this is not going to be a review of these wigs. This video is all about color. I have heard from so many of you that it's difficult to choose color online, and we are doing everything we can to try to help you in that process. Now, Belle Tress has just come out with some new collections, the City collection and the Lux collection, and then of course they had the Cafe collection. And one of the questions I get all the time is, if I like this color in the Cafe collection, what color is closest to it in the City or the Lux collections? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a bunch of City wigs. I think I have 6 to 8 wigs. I'm not sure how many exactly. And then I'm going to compare the color of those wigs to swatches from the Cafe collection and the Lux collection, so that if you're looking for a particular color, hopefully this will help. Now obviously this is not going to be all of the colors, but if you like this type of content, let me know in the comments below and I'll continue to make videos like this. Alright, so let's start with this wig. This is Malibu. This is in the City collection and it's in the color Crushed Almond Rooted. And that color is described as creamy, cooler blend of light to medium sandy blonde with chunky highlights of light ash blonde and platinum. See if you can see all this. Creating soft neutral light blonde with light and medium blended root color. So you can see the rooting is lighter to medium there. And even though it does have, I would say, a cool look to it, it has those warmer tones in it as well. So I think people of all different skin tones can wear this. I have a warmer skin tone, and when I wear a cooler one, I like it to have some warmer tones in it. So the first thing I did was I went to my swatches for the Cafe collection, and the two closest swatches I found were Root Beer Float Blonde. Let me show you this here. So you can see that there, how that compares. And Tres Leches Blonde. Now some of these colors may have been discontinued, but I'm showing you them because if you have a wig in that color and you're saying, what can I get in the City collection that is like Tres Leches Blonde or Root Beer Float Blonde, this would be, I would say, your closest bet, the Crushed Almond Blonde. So there you go. You can see those there. And let me just read to you the description for Root Beer Float Blonde first, so you can see how that's described. It says, Belle Tress Root Beer Float's color reflects the blend of light pearl blonde, ash blonde, beige blonde, champagne blonde, and platinum blonde hint. The natural combination of light and medium brown root complements delicious root beer float blonde colors. So again, it's that light to medium rooting and a mixture of warm and cool blondes. Okay, now Tres Leches Blonde, let me hold this up, is described as rooted with a combination of light, medium, and dark brown to create the natural root color. Dimension is the key word since Tres Leches blonde hair creates a lot of depth underneath and a brighter but blended top section. So I don't have a wig in this color, but it sounds like the way it's colored is different. It sounds like your underneath is darker and the top is brighter. But it did say that the root includes light, medium, and dark brown versus light and medium for your root beer float and also for the crushed almond rooted. But I believe those are the two closest Cafe collection colors. Okay, and in the Lux collection, now remember, none of these are exact matches. This is just the best I could find. I believe the closest in the Lux collection is the Burnt Biscuit Blonde Rooted. There you go, you can see that there. Maybe a little bit more golden. And that's described as slightly warmer than the famous Butterbeer Blonde blend of sandy hint of honey, creamy soft blonde with mixture of medium root. So the rooting is just medium, whereas this is light to medium. You can see it's darker. And also, they don't talk about platinum or ash blonde at all, but it's really the closest color I could find. Okay, so this is the City Collection's Crushed Almond Blonde Rooted. The wig is Malibu. Your closest Cafe collection colors are Root Beer Float Blonde and Tres Leches Blonde, and your closest Lux color is Burnt Biscuit Blonde Rooted. All right, on to the next. Okay, so this is Calabasas in the color Cake Batter Blonde, and the description says that this is the unrooted version of Beige Linen Blonde. So, if you want an unrooted color and you like Beige Linen Blonde in the City Collection, this is the same color but without the rooting. Neutral beige color blonde mixed with medium and dark blonde, highlighted with ash blonde. So, hopefully you can see all of those blondes in there. And this has a very yellowy golden tone with some ashy tones in it. Now, finding a comparison in the Cafe collection was extremely difficult. This is the closest I could get, but it's really not that close. And it's Vanilla Lush, and you can see there, this also is not rooted, and there were not very many non-rooted colors in the Cafe collection, so that made it difficult as well. But this one I would say is warmer. I think you can see that there. And so it's not a great match, but it is the closest. And I'll read to you about Vanilla Lush. Vanilla Lush is described as a blend of honey blonde, gold blonde, light blonde with lightest blonde highlights. And you can see that it is warmer than this, but it's the closest they have in the Cafe collection. All right, now as far as the Lux collection is concerned, again, this is the best match. It's not going to be exact. I believe the best match is the Cool Champagne Blonde. Here we have also unrooted. and I will read the description of that to you. Cool Champagne Rooted is described as medium ash blonde with champagne and cream soda blonde, cool blonde with platinum highlights, and it's unrooted. So the description sounds a little bit cooler than the description for cake batter, and you can let me know what you think, but that's the closest I could find. So again, cake batter blonde in the City collection, my closest matches in the Cafe collection would be Vanilla Lush, and in the Lux collection would be Cool Champagne Blonde. Okay, I thought it was important to show you this one next. This is Newport in Beige Linen Blonde Rooted. Now, if you remember, the cake batter blonde is supposed to be this color but unrooted. But I wanted to show you what happens when a color is rooted. So this is the cake batter blonde that we just talked about. It's not a matter of it just being this color with some roots slapped on it. The rooting carries through, and so hopefully you can see it does change the color quite a bit. Hopefully you can see that there. So let me read the description to you of Beige Linen Blonde. It says, a neutral beige color blonde mixed with medium and dark blonde, highlighted using ash blonde with medium brown root color. So this is a medium brown root, and you can see those blondes mixed in there. Really pretty. You guys know I love Newport. What a cute style. Throw on and go. I'm giving it a spin. I love this one. All right, so let's talk about the colors that I think compare. Again, this is the closest I could find. So in the Cafe collection, I would say your Tres Leches Blonde, which I showed you before, is probably your closest color. And I'll read that description to you. It says, rooted with a combination of light, medium, and dark brown to create the natural root color. Dimension is the key word since Tres Leches blonde hair creates a lot of depth underneath and a brighter but blended top section. And I believe that's what's happening here with the rooting, because you have the rooting running through there and the top is lighter. So that would be the closest for me in the Cafe collection. Now in the Lux collection, there was nothing that was exactly the same, but I'm going to say these two are the closest. You have your Burnt Biscuit Blonde Rooted, which is cooler, I would say, slightly than this color. And then the Shaken Oat Milk Blonde Rooted. You can see that there, which I would say is slightly darker than this color. But those are the two closest I could find. And if you hear some grumbling, that's my stomach. I really need to eat breakfast. All right, so I will read the descriptions of these to you. Burnt Biscuit Blonde Rooted. I'll hold it up while I read it. Slightly warmer than the famous Butterbeer Blonde blend of sandy, hint of honey, creamy soft blonde with a mixture of a medium root. And Shaken Oat Milk Blonde is a medium brown rooting, medium and light brown base with cool and neutral blonde to balance along with light blonde highlights. So here you have your Beige Linen Blonde Rooted in the City collection. I would say your closest in the Cafe is your Tres Leches Blonde, and your closest in the Lux are Burnt Biscuit Blonde Rooted and Shaken Oat Milk Blonde Rooted. All right, on to the next. Okay, first, if you're wondering if I'm going to have any brunettes, I am. Toward the end, there will be a few brunettes there. So this is Caramel Blonde Rooted on Montecito. I have to tell you, the Belle Tress fibers feel so good. I know this is not a review, but I just had to say that. They are just so nice. All right, so this is the City collection, Montecito in Caramel Blonde Rooted, which is described as light brown rooted, blend of light gold blonde, hint of strawberry blonde, and light auburn with the balance of cool light blonde highlights. So hopefully you can see all of that in there. There you go. And if you're wondering why I still have the tags on a lot of these, it's because when I show them for a purpose, and this is the purpose of color, I'm not doing a full review. If I were doing a full review, I would be combing through it, taking it off, take the tag off, show you the monofilament part and the lace and all of that. But this is really just about color. So I want to leave it as nice as possible because you'll probably find many of these in the open box section. So make sure you check that out, especially during this anniversary sale when you get a free hair grip, wig grip with it. Immediately when I saw this color, it reminded me of Sugar Cookie with Hazelnut in the Cafe collection, which I wore to my daughter's wedding. The wig was Bellissima, and that daughter, by the way, is going to be joining me Saturday night for our live. She's been doing customer service with us, so you'll get to meet her. Anyway, the Sugar Cookie with Hazelnut looks like this, and I do think it's very similar. It may have some lighter tones in it than this caramel blonde rooted, but I'm going to read to you the Sugar Cookie with Hazelnut description, which says rich dark chocolate root. So right there the root is darker. You can see that there. With a blend of golden blonde, honey blonde, natural medium blonde, and pure blonde highlights. So it doesn't mention like a reddish or auburn color, but I kind of see that in there. Now in the Lux colors, I found two that I thought were close. Not exact, of course. The Ginger Ale Blonde, you have that there, and it looks a little darker, and the Sunset Blonde. Both of these are unrooted colors. I think the Sunset Blonde is probably the closest out of the two. You can let me know what you think. I'll read you the descriptions of these. The Ginger Ale Blonde is an unrooted warm blonde with variegated colors of medium brown, medium and light gold blonde, highlighted with light blonde. And the Sunset Blonde is described as warm blonde with tons of dimension, light gold blonde highlight, and light auburn mixed to create more depth of color, and it's unrooted. So it does have that auburn in there. Now, it may be a little chunkier or a little bit more of the darker color you see there, but I do think that is the closest color. So again, for the closest matches to the caramel blonde rooted, I would say in your Cafe collection, it's the Sugar Cookie with Hazelnut. In the Lux collection, Sunset Blonde, probably, and maybe Ginger Ale Blonde. Both of those are unrooted. Okay, this little lady is from my closet. This is my Newport in Raw Sugar Blonde rooted. Very popular color. I'll spin around for you. All right, Raw Sugar Blonde Rooted is described as a mixture of neutral light blonde, honey blonde, pale gold blonde with the base of light brown lowlights featuring medium root color. So there you have that there. Hopefully you can see those colors. Now the closest I could find, again, it's so surprising to me that it'll be the same color over and over again, but the closest colors I could find in the Cafe collection are Tres Leches Blonde. Let me show you that there. Hopefully you can see that. Which I will read you the description of that again, and I know I'm reading them over and over, but I feel like it helps when you're looking at it. Tres Leches Blonde is rooted with a combination of light, medium, and dark brown to create the natural root color. Dimension is the key, since Tres Leches Blonde hair creates a lot of depth underneath and a brighter but blended top section. And maybe that's why Tres Leches Blonde is a good match for so many of these, because of the combination of colors and the depth underneath. Because when you see the rooting here, it creates that depth. The other color that I thought was close was Butterbeer Blonde. You can see that here. And you can see that it has that darker color in there, so it's not a great match, but I thought I would bring it up because I know a lot of people wear Butterbeer Blonde, and I wanted to show you how it compares. Butterbeer Blonde is described as medium brown root with a blend of sandy blonde, ash blonde, and light blonde. So it does have a mixture of your warm and cool tones there. Now, as far as the Lux collection goes, definitely the closest match was Burnt Biscuit Blonde Rooted. You can see that there. And I'll read that to you again. Slightly warmer than the famous Butterbeer Blonde. So there you go. That's interesting because I saw it as cooler. Let me see that. Oh no, definitely warmer. So funny when you put them up next to each other. Okay, slightly warmer than the famous Butterbeer Blonde, blend of sandy, hint of honey, creamy soft blonde with mixture of medium root. Yeah, it is warmer than the Butterbeer Blonde. You can see that there. And if we hold up the Tres Leches Blonde, here, let's hold these all up there. You can see the differences. I do think these two are the closest to the raw sugar blonde rooted. So that would be, for the Cafe collection, the closest I believe is Tres Leches Blonde. For the Lux Burnt Biscuit Blonde Rooted. Okay. Now let's do some brunettes. Okay, also from my collection, this is Los Angeles in Mocha Maple Brown. I just wore her out to dinner the other night and I got so many compliments on her. Really adorable style. All right, so she's in the color Mocha Maple Brown, as I said, which is described as an unrooted but very dynamic mix of dark brown, medium brown, light auburn, and medium strawberry. So you can definitely see those reddish tones in there, and it gives it a lot of warmth. It's definitely a warm color. The closest I could find in the Cafe collection is the English Toffee. Let me show you that there. I think that's pretty close, actually. And let me read to you what it says about English Toffee. English Toffee is a blend of medium chocolate and Tuscany rich brown with light auburn highlights. And in fact, the number for English Toffee is 6F27. And the number for Mocha Maple Brown is 6/27. So I think that's a pretty good match. Now for the Lux collection, there was not a color that's unrooted that I found would even come close to this. So I'm going to show you the closest rooted colors, which I believe are rich chocolate brown rooted. So I think that's probably your closest match, but there is a rooting. So let's read about this. Okay, rich chocolate brown rooted is rooted with dark brown, mixture of dark and medium brown, heavily highlighted with dark auburn, strawberry, and mahogany. So it does have those reds in there. The other color, which is really a cooler color, I don't think it's as good a match, but toasted walnut rooted. You can see that there. And that is described as a medium brown rooted, ash brown, medium gold blonde, and light brown blended to perfection. So it doesn't even say it has reds in it. And it is a cooler tone. I would say your best bet for the Lux collection is your rich chocolate brown rooted. Definitely. So I'm going to go with your closest Cafe collection color is English Toffee. And your closest Lux color is rich chocolate brown rooted. I'm getting all tongue twisted here. My poor husband walked through the kitchen. I have all these swatches all over the kitchen table. He just walks through. He can't wait till my studio's done. We're redoing the studio. I'm really excited about it. I moved down here because I felt like it was cozier and warmer, and I'm a person who's very visual, and I like to be in a place that makes me feel cozy and warm. So I'm redoing my studio to kind of get that effect. So I'm sure he can't wait till it's done, so I'll be out of his way and I'm not shushing him every time he's walking through the kitchen. Okay, so on to the next. Okay, this is San Francisco in Coolest Ash Brown. And I'm going to read the description to you. So many people have been asking, could you please make a cool brunette? And Belle Tress did it. The tough part is matching it to previous collections or other collections is really difficult because so far the brands haven't done a lot of cool ash browns. So I'll do my best. But Coolest Ash Brown is described as an unrooted combination of light ash brown, cool medium brown with a hint of dark blonde, subtle highlights. So I think you can see that there. Now, in looking at the Cafe collection, everything was warmer. The closest that I could get was probably I don't know. You have the Mocha with cream. You see there, which has more cream in it, definitely. And it does have some cooler tones, but still warmer tones. And the other one I was looking at is Brown Sugar Sweet Cream. You see that there. But when I took out my Dalgona and brown sugar sweet cream, I want to hold that up for you to show you that next to this. There's a decent amount of the cream, so it makes it a lot lighter. So I wanted to show you that. Sometimes when you're looking at a swatch, it's hard to tell how it's going to translate into a full wig. So I'm going to say probably your best bet is Mocha with cream, and yet I don't find it to be a great match. So I'll read to you the Mocha with cream. Okay, Mocha with cream is a rich, darkest brown roux with a blend of dark chocolate brown and cinnamon, along with milk chocolate, cool blonde, and light blonde highlights. So this is rooted, this is not, and this is your closest color. In the Lux collection, the closest I could find is a rooted color, and it's called Chocolate Buttercream Rooted. Now, I don't have a written description of this color right now, so I'm just gonna look at it with you. You can see it has a darker rooting there, but then it does have some cool tones in the brunette there. And that is definitely the closest in the Lux collection. Once I get a description for that, we'll put it up on the website and you'll be able to check that description. Nonetheless, the closest colors to the coolest ash brown in the City collection are Mocha with cream in the Cafe collection, not the greatest match, and Chocolate Buttercream Rooted in the Lux collection. Okay, and I have not forgotten about you redheads. This is Los Angeles in Sienna Spice. Look at this color. This is described as 30 plus orange, so there's orange in it. Unrooted, true light strawberry blonde, red with low light and highlights for variegated dimension. Now, in looking at the other collections, I could only find rooted colors that match this. These are the closest. So for the Cafe colors, Sumptuous Strawberry, you can see it has a rooting there. But other than that, the color's pretty close, so let me read that to you. Sumptuous Strawberry is described as, the sumptuous strawberry hair color is envied by many women. A hybrid of pure red, strawberry blonde, a hint of paprika, and honey. As always, the difference is in detail with some copper undertone, which can look beautifully dazzling in direct sunlight, medium brown root colors, and honey blonde hues, creating a striking look. So you do have that rooting there, but other than that, that's your closest in the Cafe collection. In the Lux collection, Pumpkin Pie Spice Rooted, very similar, but then you do have the rooting there. So let me read that to you. That's described as medium brown rooted combination of strawberry, medium and light copper red, highlighted with light blonde. So for you redheads, you can finally get an unrooted one if that's what you're looking for. In the other collections, however, your closest are rooted. So in Cafe, it would be your Sumptuous Strawberry, and in your Lux collection, it would be Pumpkin Pie Spice Rooted. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. And if you are finding this content helpful, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It really helps me out. And also, you'll get notified every time I put a video out. If you have any questions at all, please list them in the comments below. You can go over to frannieshair.com and click on the contact form and put a question in there, and we'll get back to you as quickly as we can. And also, don't forget, we have a private Facebook group, Frannie's Hair, where I have group experts over there. My resident stylist V is over there. I'm in there, and we're all there to help you. Plus, you'll see tons of women posting pictures of themselves in wigs, so you can see wigs on real people. You'll get a chance to see the colors on real people, which is so much better than the swatches. And it's just a great supportive group, so come join us there. It's so much fun. All right, as always, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Remember to make it your own, and I'll see you soon, hopefully Saturday. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.